Guys, it's Stacy Tomes with Stacy Tomes Organizing, and I'm on a little bit early tonight because it's been a really long couple weeks. I've missed you guys. I've been traveling and I'm back and refreshed, but I've had a really long day, so I want to go ahead and get talking to you guys and go over some really great options for storing, archiving, displaying, and keeping your children's incredible artistic masterpieces. So first I want to talk about all the incredible options there are now digitally, because when we were kids, most of us, we didn't have digital storage. You couldn't I guess you could take a photo of some artwork and print it and make an album out of it, but now that's like a huge business. And there are tons of companies, well, not tons, but quite a few companies that offer really great services for archiving your kids' work, printing, sharing it. There are sites that have you can create almost like your kid's own portfolio with their artwork, and you can invite family members to be a part of it, and they can I saw this one, I think it's called Keepy. You can have a scrapbook of all your kids' artwork online, and grandparents and relatives and friends from all over can be invited and see your kids' artwork and enjoy it and make comments on it that your kids can then see, which is really cool. There are so many options. There are tons of companies that will take your kids' artwork. I'm not sure, because I personally haven't done this, so I can't personally recommend one or the other. But I have a client who did do one and was very happy with it. But anyways, there are companies that do things like you upload your kids' artwork and you can order a comforter. So the comforter is custom designed by your kid with different, sketches. I saw a black and white one. I don't know if it comes in color. I'm sure it does. I'm sure with the cash, you can kind of have anything made that you want. There's a great website called Budsies, and there you can upload your kids' artwork, say they designed a monster, and they will make it into a plush for you. So your kid can custom make any plush that he wants, or she. And they're just a little expensive. Those things obviously are premium products that are custom made, and I'm sure the quality is really great. Again, I personally cannot vouch because I haven't done it myself, but I know that Budsies, if you did want a plush, that's a really popular website to do that, and they explain everything step by step what you need to do. So, and then there are the other websites like Archive and Keepy and Canvasly, and there's one called Art My Kids Made. You can just do a search for kids artwork storage apps, and it'll pop up a bunch of options. The ones I named are the main ones that I'm familiar with. There's also one called Plum Print. So there are quite a few out there. And what those services generally offer is either you can take all your kids' artwork and ship it off to them, and they will scan, photograph, and do whatever it is they need to do to get a digital image of that and print out a book for you to keep. I did that a few years ago. It was one of the greatest things I ever did. Both my kids are artists. They love art. And when they were younger, as you all know, if you have young kids in the house, you're probably, up to your ears in artwork. I know clients that have kids' artwork just put in the craziest places. It's all over the place. It's hard to get rid of. It's hard to store. It's hard to know what to do with it all the time. But when my son was young, he was very much into art, and I was very much into not keeping Play-Doh sculptures and whatnot, and things with glitter and tempera paint that was drying and cracking and getting all over the place. So what I did with his stuff, which was amazing, and I wish I had the time and the patience to do this all over again, but just on Shutterfly, this is from, gosh, like 7 years ago. But I just took photos and I uploaded, I made an album on Shutterfly, and I ordered a book, and it's so cute. It's like you can put all the captions in, and it's just like all his artwork from preschool, and it's great, and he loves it, and it's just a great, great, great memory album to have, and he can have this forever. And my gosh, I wish I had this for every year of both my kids' life. What a treat. But these services that I mentioned, like Archive and Keepy and Plumprint, you can just send them all the stuff and they will archive it, make it into a beautiful book. You can be a part of designing that book if you want. I think, it's quite, it's a premium service, so it is a little pricey, but then you've done it and you're done, and you can kind of toss out all the original artwork. I'm not sure what they do with it, but if you're interested in a service like that, I highly recommend looking up those companies and investing some time and money into that, because I really feel that that's a great value. It's a great keepsake to have that your kids can have. It's something, this is a great thing to be able to carry on and show their kids and so on. So I think it's a really great keepsake. So that's what I have to say about all the apps and the digital options and all that. So yes, highly recommend. I have a client who is so organized. It was funny when she even hired me to come over because she impressed me with a lot of the things that she had done in her house. But she had gone through Archive, and she had like all her kids' artwork like by the year in these beautiful albums, and it was like neatly in rows. It was so great. It was really, really nice the way it was stored. Everyone could look at it and enjoy it. It's a lovely, lovely thing to have. So back to like old school storage. What do you do with the actual artwork, the art pieces? Now, I have one, mainstay in terms of storage, and it's these big, horrible bins. I'm just gonna move this over here. So this is how I store my kids' memorabilia, including artwork, in the garage. So in the garage, I have a bunch of these bins that are color coordinated and labeled, but they have in them like, all their stuff from when they were little. So this is certainly one way to save the stuff if you don't want to invest a lot of time or money. You can take everything pretty much that will fit, and you can, by kid, preferably, create bins for each kid. And this is kind of a mess, as you can see, and very heavy. And it doesn't just have artwork in it. It has, like photos and stuff from when they were little. So this is always a great basic way to store stuff. Label it, store it in the garage. If it's something you don't need, you're just putting it away and you're gonna deal with it later. Highly recommend these bins. Then let's go on to some other options as far as storage. This is a really inexpensive, easy thing to create. And, it's a little limited in its size, but what you can just do is take any binder and just get some sheet protectors and put them in, and voila, you've got your own kind of book, and it's super cute. It's easy to store. You can have multiple. They can be any size. So this is kind of like a really easy, basic way to make a little storage folder. So you could do it by the grade or whatever. But again, it's a little limited because it's small. So they also have, at any art stores, you can get a portfolio if you want something bigger. And they also have, as some of you are probably familiar with, and may even have and store your own kids' artwork in, the portfolios that are like a big envelope that are really sturdy. You know, this is like really good, like a plastic material. And it's secure, you can tie it up. Those are good to have too, but I'm not a fan of those because they're so large, they're hard to store anywhere, unless you just keep it under the bed. But those can get a little messy. I like these because they are limited in size, but they're also limited in how much you can put into one book. So you really have to go through and kind of decide what the top pieces are that you want to hang on to, because I do not recommend hanging on to everything. You should go through and curate the pieces that you think your kids would want to look at when they're like 25 or 30 and coming to visit, and they want to look through their bins. They don't want to see like finger painting and doodles and old book reports and all that stuff. So go ahead and take the time to go through and curate those collections, and then invest in a nice, you know, piece where you could store it all. In terms of like for kids storage, I love these boxes, which are available at Michael's, and they're actually pretty inexpensive. I want to say they're about like anywhere, I mean, they're always on sale and there's always coupons there. I want to say they're anywhere from like $5, $3 even, to like $15 or $20. I'm not sure, but this is a great box to give your kid if they're an artist and they want to keep everything. You can make a deal with them and you can have them pick out a cool box like this and say to them, hey, this is your art box. You get to keep whatever you want in this box, but when it's full, that's it. So they can keep lots and lots of different things in here, whether it's, you know, like their favorite pictures or drawings, whatever it is, but let them be responsible for it and keep it in their room. And when it gets full and they're like, Mom, I have no more room, blah, 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 or it's overflowing, you can just say, well, we need to go through and we need to get rid of some so you have more room for new things. If you want to keep putting stuff in, you got to take some stuff out. So I love these. These are really cute. And honestly, I think I paid like $7 or $8 for this, and it's a good piece. It's sturdy. There's also these bins, which are also from Michael's and around $4 or $5. I like these for my daughter because my daughter, sorry, I'm getting a text, I can't see. My daughter is a budding young artist and she draws and draws and draws and draws. And so she is now, I try and help her stay organized with it because she often has really good ideas and character development and landscape ideas and all kinds of things. So what I've done for her is I've taken these bins and I've labeled them. So it's like characters, landscapes, and I don't know, stories. So these are really cool because, again, they're inexpensive. I think I've seen these at Costco too. Like they come in a pack of 5 or 6 for like $14. I don't know. They're a good deal. I like the size. You can slip them under the bed if you want, under a desk. I have these in her desk cabinet, which opens, so they're just stacked and the labels are outside, and it's great. So in terms of storage, for you and for your kids, I recommend those things. Then there's also the option of displaying. Now, displaying your kids' artwork is always great. It makes them feel great, and everyone loves to see kids' artwork. Just, again, keep it, simple and curated, your favorite pieces. Not everything needs to go in a frame. So, I've seen people do things like have really big, colorful, empty frames without glass on a wall, like in a playroom. I saw that, I think I saw this in a magazine, and it was really cute. They had these big open frames, and the kids can just put in artwork and take it out and put in a new one, and it's kind of like an open-ended gallery for your kids to have, and it allows them to choose what goes in there and what they want to showcase at the time. So it kind of teaches them, hey, we've had this up for a while, you really love this drawing, do you want to switch it out? So it gives them, a time to think about what they want to be looking at and what they want to display and how they feel about certain pieces. So that's always a great thing. And there's always, any kind of framing. I don't have any artwork in here, obviously. There are frames at the 99-cent store that are great for artwork, just like really basic, 9x12 frames, 99 cents. You can even paint them to go with your kid's room. And they're so easy to just slip, little pieces of art in and out. So that's a great option. And then there's the option of framing them nicer. My daughter just recently made this, and we framed it. And again, this frame was not expensive. I'm not sure where I ended up getting it, but I think it's like an Aaron Brothers frame. They always have sales. Frames can cost anywhere from, like $1 to, hundreds of dollars, depending on what you want to spend. So those are my super basic tips on how to store your kids' artwork. I see people are commenting, and I can't see that far, so I can't read it, but I will answer if anyone asked any questions. I will answer them as soon as I can when I clean this up. But thank you so much for joining me, and I hope this was helpful. I've missed you guys, and I hope everyone's summer is going well. And now you can use these tips. In a couple weeks we'll be back at school, and you can start, right away storing your kids' artwork. You've got preschoolers, kindergartners. It's like the smaller they are, the more artwork they have. So get a head start on it, and just start, making piles and thinking about what you're going to do with the artwork, so it doesn't just end up in a big, pile and getting, damaged potentially, and just becoming a cluttered mess that everyone gets frustrated with. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.